we're all, from what I've heard, becoming context engineers one way or the other, trying to figure out which pieces of information to put further and out into the LLM to make sense of it.
Zbigniew just named the profession that doesn't yet exist, but defines modern AI development. Context engineer. Traditional engineering built determinism. Start with nothing, write code, get predictable output. AI engineering is pretty much the opposite. Start with chaos and engineer determinism through better and better context. Instead of writing if statements, we're spending increasing time organizing information and writing prompts to get predictable outcomes.
We basically have a catalog of the models. Some of them you might have available or not, depending whether you have the API key or not. And they basically have some sort of traits. So we know that this is a very fast model that's relatively big context, or we don't care about how big context it is, but it's fast and cheap for like small things. I'm using the stronger model I can get my hands on, unless I want to get something very simple, or it's specifically very needed to be very fast. But other than that, it's mostly context size.
And in addition to context and prompts and rules, we're now managing models. Claude for deep reasoning at $15 per million tokens. Gemini for massive context at $7. GPT-4 for structured output. Moonshot for specialized research.
We started using it to analyze its own code. And funnily enough, in the very early versions, it got confused because the agents were told that they are shotgun themselves. So how do we work around it? So that was pretty hilarious there. So I started building a prototype actually for just a simple spec builder that could help me design the tool itself and help the team to see and feedback how it's shaping and how it works. So we've gotten a bunch of amazing feedback, and one of the feedbacks that we consistently been getting is that actually what's the best about the product and what's most valuable for people is actually how we plan those things, how we research the projects that we're going to do before we actually get to work. The output of our work right now is ready-made specification for either a team or an AI tool to go with and do your development. Ready-made specification for various tools like Claude Code, Lovable, or others, so they don't go off the rails as much and actually are doing what you figure out needs to be done the way it needs to be done.
In AI development, the specification isn't a traditional document. It's executable infrastructure. Traditional specs described what to build. AI specs are control systems that constrain probabilistic outputs. Zbigniew's team discovered this building proofs, which generates entire POCs automatically. The specification became a multi-layered context management system. Business constraints at the top, technical requirements in the middle, model-specific prompts at the bottom, each layer working to reduce the chaos and create structure. It's not totally clear where specs become context, which become prompts, but what is emerging are the skills or systems or maybe new roles entirely that really work.
It's not even like, well, obviously it's about grounding and limiting the hallucinations, but it's also about bringing the wealth of different sources and how they're done. Those guys might just be doing one thing differently than the other, and we might just miss some information that their LLM infrastructure judged not to be super important. We think about the agents having just different specialties, different system prompts, right? If you want to be very specific about how your user stories or user journeys might look like, then you actually need an agent that has that knowledge or your preferences understood and works in, let's say, the product domain. We're seeing that being more flexible in the future, and everyone can have their own agents and, fine tune them and whatever. But the point is that they can work independently.
Zbigniew's team has productized what every AI engineer discovers. You can't eliminate the chaos yet, but you can better manage it. The new engineering discipline is about building systems and environments, scaffolding, that channel probabilistic systems towards reliable outcomes. Context engineering, model orchestration, spec as infrastructure. These sound like buzzwords, but they're actually the practical tools for managing AI systems. But the field is still so young. Most of the systems and solutions that we'll use in the future are only just being discovered today.